Hello students, hope you all are healthy. I Anjali Patel once again welcome you all to my class, and this video is for class 7. Today we'll finish our chapter Rise of Kingdoms. A few topics left in our last class that we'll finish, but before that students, we have to discuss the answers of homework questions that I have given you. So we'll discuss the question answers and the exercise that I have given you in our last class, and today we'll finish this chapter, so complete it properly. Now let's continue with the homework questions. So students, let's start with our first homework question, and our first homework question was, why Rajendra Chola was also called Gangai Kund? And the answer is, Rajendra Chola was also called Gangai Kund, or the conqueror of the Ganga. Because he crossed the river Ganga and defeated the ruler of Bengal named Mahipal. Now students, our next homework question was, write a short note on small kingdoms of the Deccan. And the answer is small kingdoms of the Deccan are the Yadavas of Devagiri. This kingdom was founded by Bhillama in the 12th century. Rapidly, the Yadavas united themselves in the region between the Narmada and Godavari rivers and the Chalukyas of Kalyani. They were also called the later Chalukyas or the Western Chalukyas. And the next topic is of the same question, the Kakatiyas of Varangal. This dynasty ruled between the Godavari and the Krishna rivers in 12th and 13th century. Now students, our next homework question, that is, describe the important Rajput clans of northern India. And the answer is, some important Rajput clans that ruled during this period were the Tomars, Chauhans, Solankis, Paramars, Garhwals and the Chandels. So the first one is Tomars. The Tomars established the city of Delhi in the 8th century, which was occupied by the Chauhans later. Chauhans of Rajasthan. The Chauhans administrated the region around Delhi and Ajmer. Solankis of Gujarat. The Solankis were also called the Chalukyas of Gujarat. Paramars of Malwa. Bhoj Paramar was the powerful ruler whose capital was Dhar. Next, Garhwals of Kannauj. They governed the region around Kannauj. Now, our last homework question was, explain briefly about the temples of Chola dynasty. And the answer is, during the Chola period, life centered around the temple. They built beautiful temples, for example, the Brihadeshwar temple and the temple at Gangai Kund Cholapuram. Each temple had its own priest, dancers, cooks, carpenters, sweepers, musicians. Different religious, social and cultural functions were held in the temple sites. Schools, colleges and hospitals also opened around temple's premises. Now students, the exercise, that is, fill in the blanks. The first one is, the Pallavas, the Pandyas and the Cholas were the dominant powers in the south. The word dash comes from the Sanskrit word Rajputra. Answer is Rajput. Dash is the area between Narmada and Krishna rivers. Answer is Deccan. Deccan is the area between the Narmada and Krishna rivers. The princes could choose their husbands through which ceremony? Swayamvar. The last one, Philip. Rajaraja I was the famous king of which dynasty? Dash dynasty? Chola dynasty. Write T if the statement is true and F if the statement is false. So the first one is the word Rajputra, which means the son of a king. Yes, true. Next, Rajaraja I was the successor of the Rajendra Chola. False. Rajendra Chola was the successor of Rajaraja I. So this one is false. The third one, copper plates were used to write important events, conquest of king and pupil. Yes, true. Next, Suryavanshi people, a family of Rajputs, was belonging to the Sun family. Yes, true. The last one, the caste system was flexible during this period. False. Take the correct. Who was not a powerful ruler of India? So, the answer is Ghaznavids. The first Chola ruler was Vijayalaya. Which of the following was not three powerful kingdoms in the south? So, Palas. The Nilkantheswar temple at Udaipur is famous temple built by the Paramars. The chief ports were Kaveri Patnam and Nagapattinam were the main ports of Cholas. Now students, some of our topic left that day and we'll start with the topic. The topic was temples. So temples was very important during the medieval period and many beautiful temples were built by different rulers during their rule. So during the Chola period, life centered around the temple, means the main focus was temple. They built beautiful temples, for example the Brihadeshwar temple and the temple at Gangai Kond Cholapuram. So who was Gangai Kond? Rajendra Chola was Gangai Kond and he built many temple at Gangai Kond Cholapuram. Brihadeshwar, each temple had its own priest. Like nowadays, temples have priests. That time also, dancers, cooks, carpenters, sweepers, musicians, different religious, social and cultural functions were held in the temple sites. So temples were that time not to offer prayer or not for worship only. It was also a center of music, a center of religious activities, social activities and cultural functions. School, colleges and hospitals were open around the temple premises. In these ways, the temple was not only a place of worship but also a center of social, economic and cultural activities. Now, the next one topic is sculpture. What is the meaning of sculpture? Murti Kala. The famous ब्रॉन्ज स्कल्पचर, ब्रॉन्ज की एक मूर्ति जो कि चोलास के समय में बहुत ही प्रसिद्ध थी, दे आर सम ऑफ द फाइनेस्ट क्रिएशन इन द वर्ल्ड. द ब्लैक स्मिथ्स मेड ब्रॉन्ज इमेजेस ऑफ डाइटीज. तो किनके ये इमेजेस थे? भगवान के. एज वेल एज डिवोटीज इन ब्रॉन्ज स्कल्पचर्स. डिवोटीज भक्तों के और भगवान के ब्रॉन्ज के स्कल्पचर बनाए गए थे जो कि ना सिर्फ भारत में बल्कि पूरी दुनिया में बहुत ही प्रसिद्ध हैं. नेक्स्ट वन इज ट्रेड. दे हैड अ प्रॉस्पेरस ट्रेड विथ चाइना एंड साउथ ईस्ट एशिया. द चीफ पोर्ट्स, because that time ports were very important because we don't have that time people don't have any other transport facility, road transport, air transport. So the main was the water transport. So ports were very important and the important ports were Kaveri Pattanam and Nagapattinam during the Cholas rule. The main item traded by the Cholas were camphor, sandalwood, perfumes, cotton goods, glassware and some precious stones and ivory. Now, how the kingdom, the rule were declined. So, decline means कैसे इन राज्यों का, इन शासकों का पतन हुआ. So, the main was the Chola. So, the Cholas dominated the south until they became weak. तो चोलास का वहाँ साउथ में, दक्षिण भारत में तब तक शासन था जब तक कि वो कमज़ोर नहीं हो गए, वीक नहीं हो गए. एंड व्हाट मेक देम वीक? द कॉन्स्टेंट वॉर्स, लगातार दूसरे किंगडम्स के साथ युद्ध. द कॉन्स्टेंट वॉर्स मेक देम वीक विद द चालुक्यास. They were replaced by the following kingdoms. Now, the kingdoms which replaced Cholas from south. The first one was Pandyas of Madurai, Yadavas of Devagiri, Hoysalas of Halebid, and Kakatiyas of Varangal. These were the dynasties which replaced Cholas from the southern India. Now students, here we finished our chapter, and one more thing is given, important terms. Don't go confused with the glossary. The important terms are the glossary of your chapter, which you have to learn and you have to write it down also. So here our chapter is completely finished. So students, today's session is finished here. Complete all your question answers and learn important terms and read the chapter again, so that you can learn the answers properly. Now we'll continue our second chapter of geography in our next class. Till then, stay safe. Thank you.